Uh, Darren, how do you approach a game like this against Zimbabwe, who are not sort of expected to be in the Super 8s, but it caused two big upsets and they're here. So how do you look at the game?
Well, good afternoon. First of all, I must big up my barber, Shuma Joseph. Gave me a nice little haircut, make me look fresh for you all this afternoon. You see, how do we play a game like this? Who said Zimbabwe not supposed to be here? A lot of people say West Indies is not supposed to be here either. I think when you're in a World Cup, you got to respect every opposition, and that's what we've been doing. That's what I encourage my guys to do: respect the opposition, but believe in yourself, believe in your processes and your execution. So tomorrow we approach it the same way like we'd approach a game against India or Australia or wherever. Like us, they are very confident. They are playing some good cricket. And I think I've said it before, T20 is a format that brings teams closer together. There's no clear-cut winner. You got to go out on the day and execute your plans, or else you could lose the match.
Coach, this whole proceedings bit, how do you view it as a coach or as a part of the management group? Wouldn't it make better sense if teams are formed and rewarded in terms of placings in the next phase?
Look, we play what's in front of us, to be honest. I mean, we knew before the tournament what was going to happen, where if we did that, where we were going to be. We just try to control what we can. Ideally, in sports, you seldom get the top teams in the different groups in the same rung. But look, my team knows they just had to play a World Cup. We got Zimbabwe tomorrow. We got South Africa. And then India. And I think I was here before and I said, these are teams, for us, we got finalists of the last World Cup. If you got to win, you got to play what's in front of you and not take it for granted, not take anybody lightly. If you start to bring in other factors, then it takes you off track on your focus. And for us, our focus is, Zimbabwe tomorrow, and do everything in our power to come out victorious.
So down the line, would you want something like this to be addressed?
Look, I guess if you take the logistics that comes into it, trying to give, the fans who probably travel, opportunity to plan ahead, ideally. I think the big thing for most people is, they would be saying, oh, West Indies came out of the group, oh, Zimbabwe came out of the group. That means somebody they see that did not come out. Zimbabwe did what they had to do. If we were not seeded or so, and I saw this person is going to play there, that gives me motivation. And I'm pretty sure Zimbabwe, looking at that group there, gave them motivation and inspiration to come out and play the way they've played. So, but I do understand from the logistics standpoint, trying to give the fans, the surety, whatever flights, wherever is, that's not my field. If you ask me about, power play and these things, I could probably answer you in a better manner.
Coach, how's Romario pulling up? Does he have a chance to play out there tomorrow?
Yeah, he practiced well yesterday. Bowled quite well, hit the ball very, very cleanly. The good thing for us is everybody is available for selection. Going into the Super 8, that's what you want. So I'm glad to know and happy to know that all my soldiers ready to go out to war.
Coach, have you been planning for the tall Zimbabwe fast bowler, Blessing Muzawani? And secondly, what what does Zimbabwe coming here in Super 8s for the first time mean for the growth of world cricket and for, for a smaller team to be there?
We plan for every single player, not only him. He's an X factor. And like I said earlier, you got to respect their position. We know the threat they bring against us, but we also know, what we have to do in order for him not to be threatening against us. This tournament, I think we had 20 teams. If you watch, how, especially in our group, I think everybody won a game. The associate teams have really pushed the full members. So it says that the game is growing, especially in that shorter format that, one person could actually, a brilliant inning could actually impact the game on winning or losing. These guys have played well, and Zimbabwe missing out the last World Cup, I think, they led well. Sikandar very confident, and he leads by example. And, they got 6 fans in the stands that sounds like 1 million, so there are a lot of things that going for them, and I could understand from, that standpoint, where nobody gives you a chance, how, you could use that as inspiration. So, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. 2 teams, they've not lost, and hopefully the people entertained, but with all the entertainment, West Indies come out victorious.
Hi, coach. A word on your skipper, Shai Hope. Like, the approach he has taken to his batting is quite contrast to what other West Indies openers of the past have done. Like, if you say Gale or Dwayne Smith, so can you talk about that approach? Like, at the top, do you need it, considering that you have many big hitters down the order? Was it a conscious decision to go that way? Like, just build up the partnership rather than, how is it working out? If you can talk through it.
I think a batsman's job is to score runs. Whether, if you watch Shea, he hits the ball as long as anybody. A 6 over the rope or a 6 in the stand is still 6 runs. But I think the role he plays at the top, and I think I saw something. His strike rate is still higher than a lot of our big hitters, so I think it's just because he's not muscling the ball, we think that he's not bad in slow, but his boundary percentage, his strike rate is still the same. The role he brings, he executes it in a way that makes the team successful. And, Rothman or Brandon King or Shofane or Hetty, they have their role that probably they could execute the best way possible in the squad that we have. And when you put all these different roles together, that's what you get. Like we've been playing in the group wrong stages. So, but Shea is class. He works really hard at his game, understands what he has to do in the batting lineup that could help our guys, the other guys, fulfill their role even better. So, if he's scoring runs, we're happy. But like we've seen throughout this tournament, performances have been coming from different people. When Shea and Brandon didn't come off, it was Hetty and Shofane. Then it was Jason and Shepherd one time. So it's good. The team is in a good space. We just got to continue trusting the processes and executing the different roles successfully.
2 more questions. Hi, coach. Considering your earlier performance at this ground and the nature of the red soil pitch which helps spinners, do you think West Indies have an advantage tomorrow against Zimbabwe?
No. It's a cricket game. Like I said earlier, I don't see advantage. What we did against Nepal, what we did against England here, it bears no bearing on the game tomorrow. It's a new opposition. on a different day. We just got to come back, assess again, and decide what's required, and hopefully we deliver well. And I'm pretty sure Zimbabwe will try to do the same thing. So, Super 8 match, playing for your country, everything to play for. Bring the excitements and the entertainment. And like I said, hopefully West Indies, when that last ball is bowled, is victorious.
Darren, West Indies didn't really have a very ideal build-up to the World Cup, but the guys have kind of responded very differently from the time the campaign began. Different people have stood up and delivered at different occasions and games. Even the two captains in Chase and Holder have also chipped in with valuable performances. So is it like the boys, the group responding differently to a different tournament, the World Cup, that is the West Indies taking it entirely differently? Is that how you see it, or?
Yeah, obviously it's a World Cup. Which athlete who plays sports. The World Cup is the pinnacle. That's what you look for. In athletics, is the Olympics. Football is the World Cup. Rugby World Cup. Cricket World Cup. However, I think it's the first time that in a long time that we've had every single person that is available for West Indies playing. And I think just the way we've been building the different players that we've tried, heading into the World Cup. And I think it's a conscious effort on each player to just pay a little bit more attention to the detail, the preparation, the planning. And with the planning now, the clarity that they've had and we've created, it makes it easier to execute. So I think that's good. Plus, the guys believe they could do something special. And that's what I saw, and that's why I said it from the first press conference. I feel we could do something special, and we've been taking it one game at a time. And again, tomorrow that one game is against Zimbabwe. So hopefully we continue with that same mindset, that same preparation, and hopefully that equates to performance on the cricket field.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.